There's a moment in every man's life where he looks at the life he has built, outwardly successful, and reflects that he feels empty inside, hollow. Something just isn't quite right. And that was me. Back at the start of 2025, I was in that boat. I outwardly was getting engaged, or I'd got engaged, was getting married. I had a good job. I'd just got promoted at work the previous few months ago. And yeah, life was externally looking pretty good. I was in good shape. I had lots of good positive things going on in my life. But something was off. Something felt empty. Something felt like I wasn't fulfilled. And I think that's a problem that a lot of us modern men, or modern people in general, fall into. We live in such a noisy and distracted world that is so filled with consumption, with consumerism, and constantly striving after the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, that even when we should be content and happy and peaceful with our lot, we'll then click onto Instagram or onto YouTube and see someone doing better than us, with more than us, in better shape than us. And it's just exhausting because it doesn't give you any time to actually enjoy the life that you have. We spend so much of our time trying to get money, to then buy things, to show off, to fill that hole that we think there is in our life, that, you know, that next pair of shoes or a new TV is definitely going to solve. And I'm very guilty of this too. You know, I quite often, it's the next book or the next video game that's just it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be the best thing. And then I get it and I maybe read a few chapters of the book, or I play a few hours into the game, and it just doesn't fulfill that yearning that I had in my soul. It's a difficult thing to confront when you look at your life and you look at what you've built. Perhaps it's a good physique, good financial position, you've got a good career, and none of those things are really fulfilling you. None of them are. Something feels off, and you feel like you have this sense of purposelessness, and you maybe feel lost as well. I certainly did. And when you're in those times of feeling lost and unfulfilled, and it's very easy to distract ourselves with comfort, with social media, with Netflix, with drugs, with alcohol, with anything that just kind of gives us that easy hit of dopamine, the easy hit of feeling like we've done something, like we've achieved something, when in actual fact a lot of the time those habits and those addictions can really start to eat away at your soul, and you find yourself becoming more and more of a shell. You find yourself just losing the will to live, I suppose. Everything seems futile and pointless. But it's a tricky thing. It really is. And as I said, I was confronted with this earlier in the year, and it really forced me to slow down. I had to have just over a month off work, and I was kind of exposed and laid bare to my close friends and family that I wasn't doing very well. It looked outwardly like I was, but I really wasn't. And so how did I come back from that? How did I find a way to climb out of that hole, that rut, that place where everything felt a bit meaningless and I felt very, very empty? Just going to pause you there while I have a little drink. See, most people would cut this out of a video, but I'm going to leave it in because I feel that, one, I can't be bothered to edit it, and two, I think it's just more raw, more authentic. I don't want to have to hold your attention by flashy edits and cuts. I want to speak to you like we were having a face-to-face conversation, and in that, you know, I might reach for a glass of water and have a sip as I'm talking away. This is my wife's flask, by the way, with lovely pretty elephants on it, and yeah, I didn't have a thermos that was very manly, so I'm using this instead. The way that I got out of that space, of that hole, was really a twofold solution. Firstly was to rediscover my faith, and I grew up in a Christian household, went to church every Sunday, and that was about as far as it went for me for most of my life. There were times when I maybe was more into it than others, but as you do growing up, I liked to rebel, and I rebelled against my parents and against God and went my own way for a long while. And ultimately that was what culminated in that sense of emptiness and purposelessness, was that I was separate from God. And it wasn't until I came back to that and started to follow Jesus again that I really felt this sense of just peace and stillness in my life that I hadn't had before. A sense that even if, you know, I wasn't that fulfilled in what I was doing or where I was, that actually there was something greater out there, something more meaningful, something to live for. And as part of that, which I've kind of already alluded to, is the stillness that came with it. It really forced me to slow down, and it's now started to rain, so yeah, that's wonderful. I'm going to stand here in the rain and finish recording this, so I hope you appreciate it. It's that stillness and that slowing down of life, trying to be more intentional with what I was doing, how I was spending my time, really did start to... Oh, this is absolutely chucking it down now. Right, I'm going to end the video there. I hope you got something out of it, if you like. And if you're just feeling a bit purposelessness and empty in life, then you're not alone. I've been there, and I'm going to share more about how you can take steps in your life to find that purpose and that purpose to carry on. So I'm getting very wet. I'm going to leave it there for today. Take care. I'll catch you next time. God bless.